agent, Brendan Deneen, in New York, is reading it right now. He's halfway through, saying that he's loving it. I don't know if you've heard of Brendan. Brendan, before he went back into being a literary agent, worked for Miramax, Dimension Films, the Weinstein Brothers. He was an executive in charge of development. He worked on movies like Sin City, 1408, some really big movies, did it for a long time, and then decided to get back into being a literary agent. So he's also, the agency he works for also works with movie scripts and producing movies and things like that too. So he's looking at it. So we're trying to get him on board. We're like a little train engine, working up speed.
Yeah, like the little train that could.
The little train that could. So hopefully Freak House, if we get enough people interested, people like Debbie Rochon and Brendan and Dell, and right now Lionsgate is looking at it. We get some money behind us. Dave is set to direct. He's a director of Bit Parts, produced and directed Bit Parts. I wrote this for Dave and Elf Twin Films for him to direct. Always had him in mind to direct. That's what we were going for. So, and that's what we're selling. We're not only selling the script, but us as a team, and Dave as the director, and so Hollywood.
Yes, it's Hollywood.
It's Hollywood. Yeah. So it's an uphill battle.
Yeah, and that's great though, because it's always good to see people that we know come together and work on something to collaborate, and hopefully, something great's going to come out of it. People will get to see the film once it's done with the final product. Once a movie company like Lionsgate or someone else, if Lionsgate doesn't pick it up, someone else picks it up and so puts it out so people can see it and enjoy it.
Yeah, something new. I'm tired of. We were talking about this before we started filming. Tired of all the remakes. Saw 6.
Yeah. Saw 95.
Saw 95. Yeah. How long is it going to go on? Hollywood's always saying they want something new and fresh. Well, here it is. Stop making those Saw movies. Right. Let's make Freak House.
Yeah, there you go. Make Freak House, just like, as we said, we talked about a lot of remakes, a lot of, movies that, hey, just imagine.
How many times has it been done? We said that, this has been done 1,000 times. Right. How many more times can they make the same movie?
Right. And it's like, just like with any book, I love books. I love to read. And, and it's like sometimes, you could write a great book that might turn out to be a great movie. Or you'd think this would be a great movie. But why hasn't anyone tried to do it? Because Hollywood sometimes doesn't want the creativity to seep through and get like, hey, someone's actually doing something very different.
Yeah. Well, that's how I met Brendan. Brendan was working for Miramax when I met him. He had a copy of Strange Days and was looking at Strange Days to make a movie out of it. It never got off the ground. He really loved the book, but it never got off the ground, and he ended up leaving. He actually, I think Dimension Films and Miramax split apart. Weinstein Brothers bought Dimension Films, and then all this was going on. And in that time, he left the Weinstein Brothers, and it never got made. But he liked Strange Days so much that when he left and became a literary agent, again, I got a phone call. Fred, I'm trying to build a client list. You got anything new? And I just happened to have a new novel. I said, Brendan, your timing couldn't have been more perfect because I'm looking for an agent and I have a new novel. And he went, man, send it to me. And that is really the way, when you meet people in the business and you meet them one place and it pays off somewhere else. When you're nice to people and you make good contacts and you have good relationships, they come back to you. It's like we were talking about good karma. It comes back to you. I mean, Holiday Madness wouldn't be getting published if I didn't know Nick Grabowski. And he didn't need something from me, and I'm going, well, I need something from you too. We help each other. I wouldn't know, Freak House wouldn't have come about if I hadn't met Dave Rita at Silicon through you. Alaric Monster Hunter and Brendan being my literary agent wouldn't have come about if I hadn't met Brendan through my publisher that published Strange Days. They made the mistake of asking me to send him the copy of Strange Days myself instead of them sending it to him. So they gave me all his contact information. So Brendan and I started like talking back and forth. We created a relationship. They got cheap and made me send it, made me mail my own copy to him instead of just mailing him a copy. So that created a relationship between Brendan and myself. And if we didn't have that relationship, if he would have just gotten a copy from my publisher, he wouldn't have called me up when he needed a new client and said, "Fred, you got anything new?" So that's how this business works, building relationships and people that you respect and trust, and you do, and hopefully those kind of things pay off. And if they don't, you still do it because what was it I told you? Jimmy Durante said, "You be nice to the people. Be nice to the people you're stepping on the way up because you're going to meet the same people on the way down."
Yes, that's very true.
It goes up, comes down, right?
Yep.
Right. So, be nice to people and have good relationships and good karma, and it pays off.
It does because, trust me, it's like it's been a long time, like about 3 years now since we last did a show together. Yep. And, and it's like, it just boggles my mind because I'm going like, wasn't that just like a couple years ago? What's going on? Fred's calling. Hey, Fred. And it's always good because it's like, as I said, we love coming back and interviewing our friends and people we've interviewed before just to see what's going on and checking out. Like, I know Fred's doing this. I know he's doing something else.
You figure he's got to be doing
something, right? Let's go knock on his door.
Strange Days came out in 2005, and it's 2009 now.